Greetings, and welcome to another episode of 1320 Time Stream. And here we got today's wavespell section of the episode, in which we're going to be covering the Yellow Spectral Sun. So let's jump into the deets. Okay, now as always, pause that. I do them quickly, specifically because we can pause it and get into it as long as we want. And okay, let's get into our kind of mini breath here. So that's going to be our right thumb today, and our left hip, right thumb, left hip, in breath. Breathe in when you're ready. Okay. And again, pause it if you want to get a little deeper into the breath. Okay, so spectral sun, the spectral tone is all about that letting go, dissolving, the spectralizing, releasing, liberating, freeing yourself. The sun is that illumination energy. It can be that light, it can be enlightenment, it can be weightlessness, it can be, vast knowledge, deep cosmic sciences, the galaxy, the inner yang energies, all these kind of things. Where I feel it really stands today, especially when we reference the energies that we were speaking of yesterday, having to do with the planetary storm. Now, the sun and the storm, respectively, the sun was the helping power of the storm yesterday. And today, the storm is the helping power of the sun. So they have this kind of little connection or relationship. And the way I see it is kind of like this. Well, on the storm day, the helping power of the sun, it's like the storm is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. I use very carefully that word, the tunnel, is because to me it represents like the eye of the storm. And if we're taking a look at the storm, kind of like this vortex, right? And then there's kind of like a cone effect or whatnot. There's like a tunnel or a vortex in there. And as we stay in the middle of that, we free ourselves from the crazy torrent or that cloud of ness, whatever that is, that cloud of storminess. And we reach that light. Now today, having the same thing with the sun in the center and the storm in the helping power, it makes me feel like we've reached the light and the storm is just kind of like going behind us. It's like we're letting it go. And so also I find the spectral part of the sun, it's almost like the sun is really giving definition to, in my eyes, the natural, true, and lasting quality of what the spectral tone really means. If we look at the sun in this particular way, and it comes down to having found that eye in the storm, having allowed ourselves to surrender to it, allowed ourselves to go through that, trust that, journey forth towards that eye in the storm, letting go of all that, whatever that is. And then as we come through, we have reached the light. We have let the torrent of madness go, and all is simply well, and we're just in this space. And so in this way, I feel the sun is representing the lightness. And so the spectral sun, I release in order to enlighten. It's like that releasing and that enlightening are paramount to the exact same expression. We have reached a weightlessness, or whatever represented that storm energy has dissipated and has become essentially non-existent. It has become weightless. It has become dissolved. And so there is an inherent enlightenment that has been reached. And this becomes your illuminative quality. And so as that spectralization, which is kind of like a fractalization, and the way that spectral is the way I see it, other than like a spectrum of colors, which also represents many, spectralized, I feel, is kind of like taking something that's solid and turning it into many teeny little bits. And so the spectral is similar to fractal as well. So it feels like a very fourth dimensional energy. fractally. And so it's like, it's also showing us that like, that fractalized and has become modeled or like integrated into pretty much all of who we are, right? It's not just one facet. There's something that when we dissolve something of this level, it becomes an integrated aspect of our totality. And it isn't just like, oh yeah, this is just my whatever, and the rest of me is still kind of really going through it. It's like, no, this is your totality. So you've gained like a very whole spectrum's enlightenment. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I feel this one's really simple, at least the way it's showing up for me. And that, really coming into that, we've let go, we've found that weightlessness. Let's just be in that space. Really witness the simplicity of that and the fulfillment that is within that simplicity, not needing the complexity. And that's part of that enlightenment, part of that release. So stay tuned for the affirmation section here.